Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. I've got my little coo kitty is in my lap, so I'm hanging on to him and petting his little fuzzy body. But I wanted to talk to you about, are you limiting yourself with your thoughts? First of all, we don't have to ever think. No, you don't have to think to go to the bathroom, to feed yourself, to do certain things. Maybe you have to think, like, put something on the schedule, that's about it. Hold on. Sorry. Are you limiting yourself with your thoughts and ideas? Now, somebody wrote something to me that I really wanted to post until I saw the last line, and I said, doggone, it took a turn to something really negative. So I want you to think about, go ahead and think about whether or not you do this. We believe so many times that we're not doing what others are doing. And there's criticism or judgment toward that, when we, in fact, are actually also doing it too, right? I know I have done this many times. But when I say we, I'm talking about the human race generally never believes that it is to fault. It's always something outside of itself. That's a dense energy that's always going outside of itself. There's something out here that's wrong, or they're wrong, and I'm not. And that is totally the ego. So this person writes and says that, I'm wrong, that the one is, something about the one, and this is new age stuff, and blah, 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 blah. And, it was very religious oriented. That's cool. Believe what you want. But then the last line was, no one should listen to this. This is new age. It's, dangerous kind of stuff. First of all, then that's that concept that somebody created, that my saying that everything is God, the one, because it wasn't in the context of how this person thinks of things. Apparently God is an individual entity completely separate from us that makes decisions, of course, we should be fearful of. If you believe that, that's cool. I really have no concern about what somebody thinks. This channel is just to open your mind. It's not to believe what I believe. It's to help anybody who's searching for answers, and if something I say makes sense, then by golly, I hope it takes them to a higher frequency. Nothing I ever do is meant to lower your frequency or put fear in you. In fact, this channel is the total opposite of that, and my message is there's never anything to fear. Fear is self-created. Fear is a thought. Fear is a belief. Fear has been instilled in us by other human beings. You don't have to believe it. Belief is an individual choice. Always. Always. So if you believe that there is a God with a beard somewhere in the sky, and that, ooh-wee, I said we have the power of the one, I'm going to be punished, well, then that's your belief. It's not mine. In fact, in my belief world, the fact that I believe that in my belief world opens up the gateways of the universe saying, yes, finally you're connecting to what you are and what everything is. It's just one thing. You're connecting to what you are. The veils are down. You know now that you are all that is beautiful, all that is peaceful, all that is love. Not separate from it, that has to connect to it, but is all those things, and that we're here just experiencing. We're the one experiencing every kind of scenario. Only human beings put a negative connotation to that, and that's going to be my next video. But in this video, I want to just convey to you that if you have some religious belief, there's no reason that you cannot be open to the concept that everything is connected, because that's quantum physics. That's not a religion or a belief. That's quantum physics is proven in labs with people who don't even believe in God. That we are one energy, that everything reacts to us. Everything. So how can you explain that away, that we're separate from God, if everything, not just on this planet, everything reacts to us. Everything's a frequency, and it's all one. Not a reaction delayed, but a reaction in the moment. So, are you hanging on to a belief that creates conflict with someone else? So this person is going on my channel. By the way, interesting that they were on my channel. I always find it interesting when somebody gives a lecture, but gives me a lecture, but yet they're on my channel listening to my stuff, right? So there must be some curiosity there, or somewhere that they believe that this might possibly be much more expansive than they were told or believe. But are your beliefs causing conflict between you and the world or other groups or other religions? If so, you cannot possibly be right. I know that. You're like, I am, but they're not. You are because you believe you are, because you've been told that, because somewhere you learned something and you hung on to it as your belief, and that there are other people that are wrong. That's separation. And separation is not in alignment with the highest frequency of which you are, but are not experiencing right now. Are you in conflict with somebody else's opinion? Now, there are things that I don't believe, but the question is, am I in conflict with it? Do I have to argue a point and correct somebody? When I go into that realm, then I am now no different than they are. I am now hanging on to a concept. There's never anything to argue about. Ever. God is a man with a beard. Okay, that's your reality. I would never tell people, don't believe that person. God is not a man in the sky with a beard. Don't listen to them. They're evil or wrong. So then that takes me into a place of being superior, being right, and an ego can't possibly be right because that is not what we are. Now, when we connect to all that we are, all things are possible, and they are anyways. All probabilities, everything's possible for you to choose. When you confine yourself with certain beliefs, as I believe, and everything I share with you is what I just truly believe. And by the way, those things continue to expand. As I learn new things, it gets even greater and more expansive than I even imagined. You're probably thinking, how is that possible, since I don't believe we have any restrictions or limits of any kind? There are just things that I have experienced or been, let's say, things have been shared with me through meditation and other sources that I connect into that really twist my mind and make me realize that limitless, whatever we are, one that we are, literally means no limits. And the challenge is that as human beings, we have a tough time conceiving of what those possibilities are, and they are off the charts. But we don't have to concern ourselves with that. Are you in conflict with others through your beliefs? Or are you using your beliefs to create something greater? Let's say you're in conflict with a certain political party. Are you arguing your point, or are you taking a path of higher frequency to create solutions for things that are happening right now that are not resonating on higher frequency? If we direct all of our attention and actions towards improvement in things, not in a, let's say you believe in, in stockpiling weapons and that your solution is to barricade yourself. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about letting go the ego's beliefs to be okay with respecting what each other believes and not having to argue a point. Because when you do that, you take down your frequency and everybody else's. You contribute to that. And when you're arguing it, it's always the ego. So when somebody drops a comment, I'm like, yes, that's your reality, okay. I'm not here to tell you you're right or wrong. I'm here to say, wow, that's beautiful, or encourage you to pursue what feels wonderful and beautiful for you, or what's bringing you joy. Yes. And then when you're suffering, I'm here to remind you that you are not that suffering and that you have a choice to change it. So my contribution is to help others change the frequency that doesn't feel good for them, but they still have to make that choice. I am not here to dictate anything. We are all right, but we don't have to impose that on others. So when somebody says, this is evil or this and that, I gotta shut it down. If you want to share your opinions, please do. This is it's fun, right? It's fun to share opinions. But when you go into a debate of right and wrong, the ego has now taken control. And that's true of everything in your life. At work, with your family? Can you just have discussions? Mom, why do I have to do my homework? Well, here are the consequences. If you don't pass that test, you don't get to graduate. And you won't be living with your mom and dad because I'm going to tell you got to go find a job. There's no backup system here. These are discussions that don't have to be debates. So keep that in mind. When I see those comments come over, I realize that ego believes so strongly in that they are right about certain things that it has to dictate it to others. Watch yourself all day and see if you do this. I've heard people say things and I think, wow, okay, I absolutely don't believe that. I don't have to disagree with it. So I don't believe that, but I know that for them, it's real, it's true. And it is. For them, that is their reality. So is that the world you want to live in? Or are you choosing a reality that is much more peaceful and respectful of others, and then you'll shift into that higher reality? And that's, herein lies, and I keep sharing this with you guys, and this is quantum physics, that when you're shifting into those higher beliefs, realities, whatever, that have no conflict, no thinking, no right and wrong, whatever, you're raising your frequency. You are shifting into that higher frequency. That's quantum physics. Everything's on vibration. Everything has a sound. You don't hear everything. It's a frequency. And when it's on a high frequency, different things happen in that space. This is so simple. And I know, Mr. 99, you don't think so. And that's your belief. And as long as you believe it's not simple, it will be difficult. And when you actually realize that you're in control of your reality, so if you want it to be simple, it will be, because there are no limits, then you'll shift into the reality where everything's simple. And that manifesting beautiful probabilities can happen at any time. And then when you know this and you believe it, wonderful things will happen to you at any time if you choose them. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.